Then the ESL, or electrostatic speaker. There are a lot of myths and stuff about them. Essentially they're like a capacitor, but it doesn't explain everything. So you got two stators and they are conducting plates. In this case with holes, because this is also a top view again. They conduct pretty well, and they got holes because well, the sound has to emit from it. So if it was a plate of steel, for instance, without holes, that would be well, no sound at all. So we got a plate here, and there's a wire connected to the transformer, and we got another plate here. They're called stators, so I can use the word stators now. That's good. And we got a transformer, and it has a step-up ratio, for instance, let's make it 1 to 100. So every voltage you put in on this side, like here, will amplify by 100. So 5 volts will be 500 volts. Now, there is a membrane, of course. It's in the middle, in between these stators. And why it's called electrostatic speaker is this membrane is gonna have a coating that conducts slightly. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna add some high voltage to this coating. Like for instance 4 kilovolts. And what happens is this mylar becomes static. It's exactly like a balloon, for instance. If you rub it long enough against your well, against yourself or in your hair or whatever, it becomes static, and it wants to stick to some pieces of your body and maybe not other pieces. As long as it doesn't discharge, it will prefer. I'm not sure if it's positively charged or negative. I think negative, but I'm really not sure, so I cannot say anything about that. But it prefers, if it's positively charged, it prefers the negative charged object to stick on. And this is how this speaker works as well. So if there is a waveform, for instance, like this is positive, this is minus. If we add it to these stators, you got positive here, and let me see, minus there on these stators. Now this foil is charged positive or negative. There are some people say it has to be positively charged, some say it has to be negatively charged. It doesn't really matter, at least not for the working of it. What happens is that if it is positively charged, it will prefer the back stator, which is negatively charged. So it will attract to this stator. At the same time, it doesn't want to be at the positively charged stator. So you gotta push-pull. One stator is pushing the mylar away, and the other one is attracting it. And this is how an electrostatic speaker works. Of course, this sine wave changes. If you listen to music, it's just a lot of like this. But this mylar is trying to follow this line. It wants to stick here, and then at the next thing it wants to stick to the other side, and this one is pushing it away, etc., etc. That's how this speaker works. So when you make this charge higher, you got more output. Another option is to make this ratio larger to make more output, or both. But that's how these speakers work, and it's crucial that this mylar is keeping this charge. If it loses it, this goes down and you lose efficiency. This is why loads of electrostatic speakers kind of fail in the long run, because this coating is getting fucked and it doesn't hold a charge pretty well. So that's an ESL, electrostatic speaker, loudspeaker. Pretty nice. The only downside is this part. Transformer, don't like it. Or I do like it, but they're expensive, so. Electrostatic speaker, okay.